Series is tied at 2 games apiece. And this crowd wants to send their Giants on to Kansas City up 3 games to 2 on the Royals. Want to spoil the party here in San Francisco tonight. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Harold Reynolds and Tom Verducci are both coming up. Well, these days, 10 teams make the postseason in Major League Baseball. Across those 10 teams, there is no better starting pitcher in the game today in October than the guy that's getting the ball tonight for the San Francisco Giants. The numbers are fantastic. He's only 25 years old. He is 3-0 in his career during World Series play. The numbers, ridiculous. A 0.41 ERA. He's allowed 1 run in 22 innings. And there are his numbers for this postseason as he makes his 6th start in October this year for the Giants. And so now, as Harold Reynolds slides in, we're back to where we started with this matchup with Bumgarner and James Shields. Bumgarner, the lefty, that means there's pressure on the big left-handed bats for the Kansas City Royals.
No doubt, especially being in a National League game, no Billy Butler. So all of a sudden it falls on the big 3 for me. Now Dyson's going to play center field, but I won't count him in the big 3 with Hosmer, Moustakas, and you look at Gordon. Look what they did the first game. 1 for 8, 1 double, 2 Ks. After second and third time around, 0 for 5. But you got to get him early. I go back and I look at their at-bats they had the first time around they faced him. Remember this? Hosmer hit a bullet that thought was out of the ballpark. Nice play by Blanco. Good swing. Gordon battled through an AB. Got a little soft sinking liner to shortstop. And then Moustakas doubles into the corner. So it gives you a little chance to see what they were able to do. I just love the point now. What adjustments will Bumgarner make, and what will they make to him?
Well, that's one side of it. The other side of it, my friend, as Tom Verducci is with us, is James Shields. If the Royals have ever needed an ace to step up and pitch like an ace, it's tonight with Shields.
There's no doubt. A couple of reasons. Because Bumgarner is pitching, because the middle relievers were used last night, James Shields has to do something he hasn't been very good at this postseason, and that is giving length to the Kansas City Royals. You see the 4 starts, especially the last one, out of games too early. Now, that last start, he was working on 10 days of rest, did not have his signature changeup. In fact, had only 2 swings and misses in the game. That tells you he did not have the feel for that pitch. The key for me, Joe, early in this game, if James Shields is getting swings and misses on the changeup, he's back on point.
It's been a fun postseason. Here we are in the World Series, game number 5. Who will have a 3 games to 2 advantage when we head back to Missouri? And it's going to get it started as Vargas is KO.
I love the hustle of Hunter Pitts.
Sandoval delivers. The series is tied at 2-2.
Holding back the Giants is like holding back water with your hands.
What a night in San Francisco, and here comes the ace of the Giants. They held off, pitching him on short rest in game number 4. The Giants got the win last night, and so they have Matt Bum, as they call him, on regular rest, ready to go tonight to try and take a 3 games to 2 lead. Here's the lineup. Little change tonight for Ned Yost and the Royals. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you got to live Moss, Escobar, Gordon, and Kane. That's typical. This a little different. Hosmer cleans up. Then Salvador Perez, the catcher, moves up. Mike Moustakas moves back. Omar Infante, Gerard Dyson, and James Shields. He'll do the pitching. Pressure is on him. He'll bat ninth. And here is a left-hander. You see now, we flipped it. The regular season, all that work is at the bottom. 18-10. And at the top is 5 starts, the great ERA. And he knows how to shine in October.
I'm telling you, he's putting together a fantastic October resume, especially in the World Series. 3-0 with an 0.41. Now listen, second time around seeing Kansas City, I don't think he'll be that much different. Very aggressive pitcher, cutters and fastballs in on the right-handers. And last time the breaking ball turned out to be a difference maker as well.
I thought it was interesting how in Kansas City he started out with a lot of off speed, and then as the game picked up, then we saw the traditional pound him in with the hard fastball and cutter.
The defense behind him. And we've seen great defensive play in this series seemingly every game. Ishikawa is back in left field. And then the typical look. Blanco is in center for San Francisco, and right, Hunter Pence. What a game he had here last night, defensively and offensively. There's Brandon Belt at first. Joe Panik at second base. Brandon Crawford and Pablo Sandoval on the left side with the catcher Buster Posey. He's their leader. And he catches Madison Bumgarner. The opening pitch brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Here's to Budweiser. Here's to baseball, and here is to great weather in a great city. 67. Partly cloudy here on Sunday, October 26th. Game 5. And Escobar walking in to lead it off for Kansas City. Broadcast is also streaming live on the Fox Sports Go app, foxsportsgo.com, and for coverage of this game in Spanish, please tune to Fox Deportes.
You ready, Joe?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
No better setting in baseball. Right here.
Escobar is up there hacking, and he gets under it. Flies it into left. Ishikawa coming in. One pitch, one out. Home plate umpire tonight, working the plate, and working in his first World Series is Hunter Wendelstedt with Jeff Kellogg at first. Jeff Nelson at second, Eric Cooper at third, Jim Reynolds is in left, Ted Barrett in right. And the replay umpire in New York is Jerry Meals. That was quick, and here comes Alex Gordon with the bases empty, one down.
Well, Escobar has not wasted time. We saw the leadoff double last night on a ball that was up and right there going after that fastball first pitch as well. But here's the key to me. The left-handers in the lineup, they go left, right, left the rest of the way out. We'll see how they navigate through this.
Just 2 hits in this World Series for Gordon. He's taking at 92. It's strike one. The Montanas are here. We saw him here during the NLCS. 0-1. Right side, Panik to his left. Nice play. Got it, 2 out.
I like the slide. Watch how he stops. You know, it's wet a little bit early in the game, but gets down there. It's almost like he put the brakes on with the left foot, set himself up, made a nice throw. Watch the slide. He'll throw the left foot down to stop. As it continues here, you'll see it right there. He'll stop and spin and throw.
Bochy got a fresh haircut prior to last night's game.
Does that mean he has to get another one today since they won last night?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he went back. But after an 11-4 win to even this World Series, I'm sure it crossed his mind. Here's Kane. He takes a strike.
You can already see Madison Bumgarner dictating pace, attacking the strike zone.
He did not work on the side between starts after starting game 1, just in case his manager needed him on short rest last night. He's ready tonight. 0-2 on Kane.
And as we stated last game, he started off pitching away to the right-handers and then busted back in late.
1-2. Lorenzo Cain, 4 out of 15 in this World Series. 25-year-old Madison Bumgarner has won in the World Series at the age of 21, 23, and 25. That's off the end of the bat into center for a base hit. The top of the first inning continues as Lorenzo Cain is on with a single.
That's the second ball he's kind of fought off. Yesterday hit a little blooper that fell in right field. Watch when his ball's away, and he just gets enough on the end of the bat again to dunk one out there. He couldn't have thrown this ball any better.
Of course, with Kane on base, you start thinking about a stolen base, especially with 2 outs. Madison Bumgarner, the last time someone stole a base with him on the mound, 2 months ago, back in the middle of August.
That's an area of his game he has really worked on and improved. Quicker to the plate, better with looks to first. They'll be looking over at Lorenzo Cain with Eric Hosmer at the plate. one outside, and after leading the big leagues in stolen bases with 153, the Royals have one steal in only 2 attempts through 4 games in this World Series. Good rip by Hosmer, strike 1.
And Joe, to your point on the steals, I think there's been 2 things that have happened. If we take a look at this swing by Hosmer, he missed one right here. He's got to drive that ball. But with the steals, I think the Giants pitching has done a nice job of breaking it up. But also the games have dictated why they cannot run. That's why it's been so important for the Giants to get out front. You shut down the running game. You're not going to run when you're down 5-6 runs.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 out.
You can see right there what Kane is looking at and why Bumgarner's tough at times. That knee looks like it's crossing the plane and not the foot. If the foot crosses the other back leg, then it's a balk. He's got to go home. But if the knee crosses, that's kind of the deception that left-handers have. That was a nice little look right there.
Quick delivery and strike 2.
Yeah, that quick delivery you talked about is the key for me with Bumgarner. You see him get that fastball away from Hosmer. He turns that right foot a little towards second base. He did that 2 years ago, quickened him up. He almost just falls towards home plate very quickly.
That cutter he just threw was the cutter we saw against the Cardinals. That was breaking 3 feet. That was nasty right there to Hosmer.
In no particular hurry.
No, it's his game.
He is in control, in charge, and through a scoreless first inning. What more do you want? That's inning number 257 this season from Madison Bumgarner. Now it's James Shields to work. No score after that. Now the lineup for the Giants, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. It's Blanco leading it off in center. Then it's Joe Panik batting second and second. Buster Posey hits third. In the middle, Pablo Sandoval, Hunter Benson, Brandon Belt, Travis Ishikawa back in the starting lineup. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop, and a good hitting pitcher. The best in the game, Madison Bumgarner, batting ninth. And if your nickname is Big Game, there's never been a bigger game for James Shields, and he's going to show up tonight for Kansas City.
Well, we talked about it at the top. Middle relievers used often last night. They need length out of James Shields. That's been an issue this postseason. The changeup is the key for James Shields.
Defensively behind him, we've seen this outfield cover everything. Alex Gordon in left. Gerard Dyson, what a catch he made here last night. He's in center. Over and right, it's Lorenzo Cain. Staying on the right side, Eric Hosmer at first. He's a Gold Glover. Omar Infante at second. Alcides Escobar is the shortstop. Mike Moustakas at third. The young and very good catcher Salvador Perez for James Shields. It was 14-8 during the regular season, and so far 1-1 this postseason as he makes his 5th start.
It's the most intriguing part of the game for me. We don't know what he's going to bring, and it's been well documented how he's got to get deep in the game, but we'll see how he makes adjustments along the way.
Definitely made some mechanical adjustments after that game 1 start. And he throws one pitch and gets one out as Blanco grounds to first to start the night for the Giants.
Boys are wasting no time swinging. Escobar swinging first pitch. Blanco first pitch.
Well, the Royals leave tonight after the game. The Giants have a sleep study expert. They've been doing it for a couple of years now. They do not travel. They have an off day the next day. They'll travel tomorrow to Kansas City. Ned Yost and his crew will be back in KC late tonight. Better set tomorrow morning. With one out, nobody on, here is ball 1 to Panik.
Well, that's almost bucking the trend in baseball. Almost every major league team, this is the first time I ever heard of it, every club travels after that last game. See you later. First time I heard of him staying overnight.
That's a strike, and the count 1-1 from Shields to Joe Panik.
Not many teams have their own sleep coach, though. It really started back in 2010, and they said, the sleep expert said, you guys are better off going to bed traveling the next day. The only time they went against it was after Game 2 against Washington.
There's another strike.
That was in the NLDS. And what did they do when they got home? They lost Game 3 to the Nationals. They're back on the plan now.
My mom was my sleep coach. It was like, time for you to go to bed.
Non-negotiable.
Here is a 1-2 from Shields. That dips down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Panik.
That changeup right there, though, Tom, is what you've been talking about. That was a good changeup. He's been hanging that pitch. It hung around the knee and dropped down. That's a great sign for James Shields on that changeup.
Absolutely, and a great take on the part of Panik.
The rookie takes outside a full count.
This guy getting nails with 2 strikes, and his plate discipline is just off the charts for a young player.
That's a tough pitch to take right there.
With 1 out. Fly ball into center. Dyson. And about 6 steps. 2 out. All right, Tom. Are you going to have the guts to say on the air what you told me before tonight's game? With these 2 pitchers, the way this series has gone, the postseason has gone, especially for Shields, what are we going to see here tonight?
Well, what have we not seen, Joe? We've seen just about everything. These games have been so exciting, but we haven't seen a pitcher's duel. We're not getting out of the World Series without a pitching duel. I think that's what we have tonight.
All right, so you're out. You're sticking your neck out there. I love it.
On record, here's Posey with 2 out, nobody on. Strike 1.
Regardless of the results of the first 2 hitters, Shields looks way better than he did last game. Just his mechanics, the zip, the ball, the movement, the control.
That misses down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. And let's be honest, in the career, and this is for another day for Shields, he's trying to prove something here tonight as he heads into free agency. The baseball world thinks this is it for James Shields in a Kansas City uniform. He'll be somewhere else in 2015. That's in the air to center. Dyson will play it on a bounce. And each side gets a 2-out single in the first.
There's the little things that get you hot as a hitter. Buster gets a ball up, stays with it. It's a ball he was hooking and not staying through.
Giants baseball. How many times have we seen them get on top of those high pitches? They don't pop them up. They hit line drives or ground balls. Keep the line moving.
Here's Sandoval. Had 2 big hits here last night batting right-handed. He steps in from his better side, left-handed, his natural side. 1 on, 2 out. Ball 1.
Our home plate umpire, Hunter Winstead, he's a low ball ump, and the zone will be tight early. It may loosen up as the game goes on, but he makes you throw the strikes and keeps the game moving early.
Blocked by Perez, 2-0. Hunter Pence on deck. With that more than awkward practice swing he takes the on-deck circle.
The ugliest practice swing in baseball. It's so ugly, but it works for him. That's all that matters.
Should end the inning, and Fonte is there. And each side scoreless after 1. Into the second we go. Salvador Perez, Mike Moustakas, and Omar Infante coming up. It's Game 5 of the World Series. The series is tied. So is Game 5. The city, upper 60s. Weather's supposed to be great in Kansas City. Game 6 is Tuesday night. Here's Salvador Perez. Moved up in the order, and he fouls it out of play right side.
I think one of the reasons we're seeing such aggressive hitting is you got an idea what he's going to try to throw you. And you're only going to get one pitch. You watched with Hosmer. He fouled his ball off that was down the middle he should have hit. After that, he got blacked out with pitches. So you get your pitch, you better hit it.
Perez 5 out of 14 in this series. That's inside, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about one of the most aggressive pitchers in all of baseball. Bumgarner throwing almost 70% strikes in the postseason. And the Royals, one of the most aggressive hitting teams in all of baseball. You see a quick pace in these batter-pitcher matchups.
Right side base hit. Leadoff man is on for Kansas City in the second. As Perez shoots it through and into right.
Looked like a rare changeup from Bumgarner. Only threw 2 last game. Perez does a nice job staying back on this.
Well, you can look for something hard and still adjust soft. It's a little bit of a...
It's actually a cutter that just didn't cut.
Yeah. Back over. You can look hard and still be able to adjust something soft and swing the bat and do some damage.
Here's Moustakas. Shift is on the infield. Moustakas doubled in game 1 off Bumgarner. Takes the ball up and in. Not as pronounced as we've seen with a runner at first and nobody out here in the second. Three out of 13 in this World Series is Moustakas, who hit .212 during the regular season and got sent down to try and learn how to enjoy this game again as he's up on the count here 2-0.
I just go back to Kansas City and he rocketed that ball the first at bat down the right field corner. See if they're going to continue to try to stay in there. You know, he's looking in. You can almost see him start to open up as the ball's coming in the inside half. 2-0 will be interesting here.
Off the end of the bat, 2-1.
A much better cutter right there from Bumgarner. I think, okay, 2-0. Aggressive pitcher. He's going to attack me with the fastball. That cutter is designed to look like a fastball and get off the barrel of the bat in a fastball count. It's exactly where it hits the end of the bat, off the barrel.
From Bumgarner.
94, and Hosmer's looking for it. Cheddar. Here it is. Hit it.
Perez on with a hit. Moustakas waits for a 2-2 pitch. Now full count.
I think he comes back with a cutter.
Seven innings in game 1 for Bumgarner. A run on 3 hits. Only run on a home run by Salvador Perez, who just got Madison for a leadoff base hit here in the second. Foul back.
I'm looking at the defense. It's interesting how Sandoval now has moved all the way out to the shortstop position. Now, if a ball has happened to be hit to the second baseman Panic, Crawford's going to have an interesting angle to get to. If Crawford has to move to his left and catch a ball, then it becomes problematic to turn the pivot.
Here's a 3-2 again. Grounder foul outside first.
It's interesting, and we've seen this before. With 2 strikes, they actually exaggerate the shift a little more to the pull side with Moustakas. Normally you'd think, okay, 2 strikes, shorten up, put the ball in play, more likely to hit it the other way. Instead, you see them play a little bit more to the pull side with Sandoval.
I think it goes to the stubbornness of Bumgarner. Right there you saw the slider, but the cutter, but it's not away. Everything's still going to be in to Moustakas. Whether it's hard 94, 93, or it's a cutter at 88, he's coming in. He's not going to go on the outside half.
Brandon Belt and Salvador Perez got tangled up. Here's the strikeout of Moustakas, second of the night for Bumgarner.
The movement on the cutter. I've been trying to explain, think about it, Joe, how to explain a cutter. I guess the best way to do it is everybody knows those wiffle balls that have the holes in the top of the ball, right? You take part of it and you turn it sideways and you throw it. And that ball has the movement right at the end. And you throw it home in the backyard. That's what a cutter does. It's the last second movement. On a slider, you see the seams. A cutter is coming right at you like a fastball and darts on you. Here's your tangle up, Joe. Ouch.
Salvador Perez got his left foot stepped on. Here's a strike to Omar Infante.
You know what I'm talking about with the wiffle ball, though, right?
Absolutely. Everybody was put fly level with that curve, with that wiffle ball, right? Gary Zito.
Strike two. Infante getting a do-over in the World Series against the Giants and against Madison Bumgarner. He was with the Tigers in 2012 when a lot of these same Giants swept Detroit. First year in Kansas City. Struck him out, 2 out.
That was just masterful how he did this. He went away with the curveball. He busted him in with the cutter. Then he went the hard fastball, and then he throws this breaking ball. That's about 70-some miles an hour. So 3 different pitches, 3 strikes.
Now the inning is up to Jarrod Dyson. Leadoff hit by Salvador Perez. He hasn't moved. Dyson takes a strike. Strike 2 on Dyson, and now Bumgarner can strike out the side here in the second after the leadoff hit. Masterful. Moustakas, Infante, and Jarrod Dyson. 4 on the night, 3 in the inning for Bumgarner. No score after 1.5. Caps, hoodies, jerseys, jackets, and more. Get all the officially licensed World Series gear for the Giants, the Royals, and all of baseball at the MLB.com shop. Here's Hunter Pence leading it off in the second for the Giants. Big night last night. Strike 1.
Everybody's hacking early, Joe. Letting it fly.
Last night, 3 out of 5, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. A brilliant catch in right field for Pence, and now he's in the hole here tonight, 0-2.
Oh, here you go, 2 strikes. Hunter Pence, 4 for 8 in the World Series with 2 strike counts.
Hard hit, and off the glove of Escobar into left. More action with 2 strikes for the Giants.
Well, he chokes up on the bat, shortens up the swing, and hits a rocket past a very good defensive shortstop in Escobar.
Well, that ball got onto the dirt and just shot on it. Just barely misses it, but once it hit the second hop on the dirt, it caught speed.
And a base hit. Another 2-strike hit.
So they've thrown 28 pitches to Hunter Pence in this World Series with 2 strikes, and only once got the 3rd strike. Remarkable.
So now hitting over 500 in this series with 2 strikes. It's Hunter Pence, and he's on to start the inning. Each side got a 2-out single in the first. Each side got a leadoff single in the second. Here's Brandon Belt. Showing bunt wide out. They left it open. And safe.
Might get a review on this one. What's interesting about this, remember how the Giants had Sandoval on that side? Escobar, the shortstop, is on the other side, so he bunts on the shortstop basically. Because of the arm of Escobar, he makes this a bang-bang. From that angle, it looks like he's going to be safe.
Safe. And so there you go. We talked about this early in the season, guys, that in the postseason, all these shifts may be diminished because of that. Brandon Belt, they're daring him to bunt, and why not? Take what they give you.
It's a great play because even the worst case scenario, he's thrown out. You've moved up Hunter Pence to scoring position.
There's Ishikawa, 2 on, nobody out. Strike 1.
It's a great play, and I love the fact that you're now forcing a shortstop to play third base. That's not his natural position. Escobar made a great play to barehand and make the throw. But there's not a lot of shortstops that make that bare hand coming across and make a throw like that.
And I'm sure the Royals had the information. Brandon Belt, no career bunt hits. And as you said, Joe, postseason, it's a different ballgame. Those metrics in the regular season don't apply directly to the postseason.
The runs are a premium. In a pitcher's duel like we will see tonight, pick up that 1 run if you can.
We have 2 on, nobody out. The batter is Ishikawa with Crawford and then Bumgarner to follow. Strike 2.
Tom, you talked about it earlier, and bring it back right now. The changeup. No swing and miss last game right there. It's another changeup. Foul tip, but he got the result he's looking for. A ball ended up in the glove instead of in the seats.
71 pitches in game 1. Just 2 swings and misses overall. It's been 6 years since he only had 2 swings and misses in a start. That's not James Shields. Looks better tonight.
Goes around the strike zone 2-2. He's got 3 swinging strikes already tonight. He needs another right here. That's foul. Talk about James Shields and mechanics. We did that in the first inning. Here's Ken Rosenthal.
Well, Joe, here is the adjustment he made. He dropped his hands in his windup from his chest to his waist, and it's making a difference from him. You can see here the difference. On the left, game 1. On the right, game 5 here. Hands are lower. And the difference, guys, is that he was too east-west with his hands at his chest. Now he's more north-south, more on line to the plate. His pitches are not flattening out in the same way they were before.
Now it's a full count on Ishikawa.
I keep thinking, Joe, it's a National League game, right? Oh, the pitcher's down there. We got a pretty good hitting pitcher in Bumgarner. Not an easy inning to navigate now.
Into center field, back is Dyson, tagging his pitch. He'll head to third. Belt is going to try and make it to second. He will. And the fly ball by Ishikawa moves both runners up.
It's a great tag up by Belt. As soon as the lead runner tags, you tag. And what happens as the runner from first base, as that ball's in the air, you read the flight of the ball. If it's on the bag, you stop and go back. If it's up the line like this throw is, you continue on. Here's a look at both the runners. You see the throw right there. As soon as Pence goes back, watch Belt at first. He goes all the way back. Now you go, and what he's looking for, if they cut it, you go back. If not, you continue through.
So now a hit could mean two. First base is open. Pitcher on deck, but not your typical pitcher as far as swinging the bat. It's Brandon Crawford, who has hit in each of the first 4 games. Strike one.
Again, you got the infield back. This situation, they confuse me every night because you got Bumgarner rolling. You think the infield will be in.
He's giving you one, protecting against two.
1 ball, 1 strike on Brandon Crawford. Bumgarner on deck. The pitcher hit 4 home runs this season. 2 of them were grand slams. Outside, ball 2.
And here's what Kenny was talking about with the hands. Game 1, you see the hands up by the face. Tonight, down by the belt. And what Kenny talked about east-west, he tended to over-rotate in Game 1, sending his body more towards first base. Now he's staying a little bit better on line towards home plate, north and south. And that will get him more tilt on the changeup.
Strike 2.
Right there.
Right on cue.
Absolutely. Game 1, that changeup was kind of going horizontally. Now it's going down. The depth on that changeup. That's north and south.
That's a tough pitch to hit. Looks like a fastball right there from home, doesn't it? Then all of a sudden the bottom drops out.
Shields looking for his first strikeout. Has run the count 4.
He loves the changeup with 2 strikes. If he's got the full confidence in it, that's the pitch right here.
To the plate pass. Giants lead 1-0. RBI ground out by Brandon Crawford.
Well, you saw the infield back. They got the ground ball. They got the out. And I think you play this way because you have a pitcher coming up. And I know Bumgarner is a good hitting pitcher. But Tom, you're absolutely right. They're trying to minimize a big inning. You give up 1 run, and now you're hoping you can get the pitcher out as expected, regardless how good a hitter he is, to walk out with 1 run given up instead of a big inning.
And that was the changeup, but it wasn't the swing and miss power changeup. The Giants are doing this all postseason long. 18 runs now scored without a hit.
First RBI this World Series for Crawford, and a big swing and a miss by Bumgarner.
This is the big out of the inning right here. You have to get the out when it's standing in front of you. And that's the pitcher, regardless if he's a good hitter or not.
Went around on that strike 2.
Well, especially the way you defended Crawford. You signed up for conceding a run and making sure you didn't give up a second. You have to get Bumgarner right here.
103rd 2-out breaking ball is hit hard, but right at Moustakas, and the inning is over. Giants are on top in game number 5 here at home, trying to take a 3-games-to-2 series advantage. And there's Hunter Pence right in the middle of it again. Got off with a hit, scored the run. A bunt single by Belt helped set it up. RBI Crawford, 1-0 after 2. Shields will lead it off. Tonight's aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Pitcher James Shields first up. Bumgarner has struck out 4 tonight, including the last 3. And the first pitch is a strike. Shields 2 for 7 swinging the bat this season. 1 RBI. That's strike 2. Top of the order, Escobar and Alex Gordon will follow Shields. That man Salvador Perez led off last inning with a single. Then Bumgarner struck out the side. Here's a fly ball into center. Blanco is there. These games big for everybody. And Hunter Wendelstedt, the home plate umpire, nice enough to wear a mic.
Sound a little bit. Hey, thanks, man. See you in a bit. Yeah, let's have some fun. What? How you doing, my man? Doing great. Oh, having a blast. Everything's great. How about you? Everything good?
Family here?
Yeah, I got my family. You got yours? Isn't it fun? Oh, this is great.
So Hunter's having a good time. Talked about family. He is the son of the longtime, the late, great umpire Harry Wendelstedt. Had an umpiring school and influenced so many umpires that are in the big leagues today.
What a thrill for Hunter. Harry worked 5 World Series. Hunter, you talk about having a good year. You know, Big Brother watches all the time now with instant replay. Only 2 calls reversed all year.
Escobar, 1 ball, 1 strike.
The one thing I loved about that whole part was all the umpires. You know, they're a fraternity, and they don't have a home team or a home crowd. And, you know, we got a chance to spend some time with Eric Cooper and just spending time with the guys, getting to know them.
It's outside, 2-1.
And the one thing as being a middle infielder, you get to talk to them during the game. You know, so back in the day before all this replay and all that stuff, you kind of talk them into some pitches for you. You know, you got to know them pretty good.
1 out, nobody on after Shields fly to center. Here's a 2-1. That's into center field. Blanco coming on. He's got the 2 out. Let's go back to the strikeout in the 2nd inning on Jarrod Dyson.
Well, here's a 3-pitch strikeout. Okay, here's all the different looks he gave him to get that last swing. He'd gone down, went up the middle, and then he went up high.
Fastball, slider, and curveball.
Now, if a ball does that, just take it. If it explodes in those 3 places like that, just let it go.
With 2 out, nobody on, here's Gordon, who grounded out his first time. Good swing by Alex, strike 1.
Now, Eric Hosmer talked to us as left-handed hitters against Bumgarner. If that front shoulder leaks a little bit, you have absolutely no shot. That's what happened with Dyson and Moustakas. I'll tell you, one decision Ned Yost is going to have to face is, does he get Billy Butler in at bat with a runner on base for one of those left-handed hitters? Because Butler is his best option against Bumgarner.
He's the DH. And obviously with no DH in the ballgame, he has been unseen through the last 2 games.
He's 3 for 6 with a home run off Bumgarner.
Big disadvantage not having it. 0-2. Gordon hung in, fouled it.
You saw the low strike on 0-2. To get to 0-2, I should say. That is the zone of Hunter Wendelstedt. You got to figure out the zone early as a hitter and be able to go ahead and adjust. That's why he's attacking on the other pitch and fouling it off.
From Bumgarner, high for ball 1. He's throwing harder tonight than he did in game 1.
Seems like Joe, too, when he needs that with 2 strikes, he goes upstairs with that 4-seamer. It's got a little extra giddy up on it.
A strikeout to end the inning, and that's number 5. 1-0 San Francisco after 2.5. Who's coming up? Top of the order. It's game 5. Giants lead by 1. The All-Star cast now breakout star Robin Lord Taylor, who plays supervillain Penguin. We'll miss him in Gotham, all new this Monday, followed by Sleepy Hollow right here on Fox. Shields brings it. Blanco into the gap in left center and caught as it tailed to Alex Gordon and left. One away.
Speed of the Kansas City Royal outfield, man. It is so hard to get a hit. We talk about Dyson and Kane because you've seen him a lot, but Gordon's a Gold Glover and he runs really well too.
The switch he made, the former third baseman. Got a chance to visit with Dave Righetti, the pitching coach of the Giants, during the break. Here's Joe Panik, 1 out, nobody on. Panik takes a strike. Joe made his first start June 22nd at Arizona. He was one of 7 different players to start at second base this year from Bruce Bochy. And he said about a week, Bruce did, into Panik's time in the big leagues, he said, we've got our guy. And he's got a star.
Yeah, I think they're covered for a while with this guy.
I mean, he can do everything. He is a smart, tough player. 1-1 pitch, grounded to short. Escobar. 2 out. Here's Dave Righetti. First question about his left-hander, Madison Bumgarner, and what he's seen so far tonight.
Well, he's on top of his game. He's throwing first pitch strikes, and he's got touch of his curveball along with the hard stuff. So he's making it a little bit tough on him, but he's a hell of a pitcher.
Yeah, he is. I was going to say, you pitched a long time in this game, and you're seeing a 25-year-old who wants the ball, who doesn't tire. I mean, he is an ace in an era where there aren't many aces left.
He's grown into that, and it's it started at the beginning of the year. We weren't quite sure. We gave him a chance of being the lead dog this year, and he's taking it with flying colors, obviously.
And your bullpen all rested and ready to go. We talked to Petit before the game. He said, I'm good for 3 innings again.
The guys are fine, but we're not rested. They're just ready to go.
Terrific. Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
There's a foul outside third. The count 0-2 in that interview with Dave Righetti. His 15th year here with the Giants, brought to you by DirecTV.
They're all throwing so well, both sides, when you come out of that bullpen. I mean, like velocity-wise, you don't think they're tired, but it is late in the season. It's been a long time. They're throwing for 8-9 months now.
Here's the 0-2. Posey reaches out, grounds to Infante, and after giving up a run in the second, a 1-2-3 inning for James Shields. 4th inning rolls around. It's game 5. Giants up 1-0.
Has been killed in an automobile accident. His agent Brian Mejia confirming the news to MLB.com. Cardinals general manager John Mozeliak has expressed condolences to the family, but the team has not yet issued an official statement. Taveras was just 22 years old.
Just breathtaking news about the 22-year-old Oscar Taveras. Cardinals believing he was their best hitting prospect since Albert Pujols came out of that system. But beyond baseball, 22-year-old life ends today. He seemingly had the world out in front of him. The big leagues, had the pinch hit home run during the NLCS. But that just takes your breath away.
Just shows you how vulnerable life is. To spend the time that we got to spend with the club during the playoffs and be every day greeting me with a smile, hello, how you doing, polite, just kind, and it's hard to even imagine.
Just heartbreaking. Certainly our condolences go out to the Taveras family and the Cardinals family as well.
That one got away from Madison Bumgarner as we go back to baseball. 4th inning of game 5 of this World Series with the Giants leading on the RBI groundout. by Brandon Crawford in the second. DeCane, Hosmer, and Salvador Perez. 2 hits allowed by Bumgarner. Kane fights it off.
Kane's been able to flip a couple balls in the right field for base hits the last couple days. That one getting in on his hands right there. I think he missed a pitch last night's game. Change up inside. Remember that ball he fouled back? That's about it. They flirted around with him just a couple times inside.
Big man Lorenzo Cain hit only 5 home runs during the regular season. Grounds one to short. Crawford got it. One away.
You better get rid of it. When he's hitting this ball, he's leaning out front already on the run. It's down the line.
You saw him hobble back to the dugout. We saw that last night, and Ned Yost said, listen, nobody's 100% right now. Did you watch him run the infield single last night? We had said, yeah. We just saw him run down the line pretty good again. He's okay.
Here's Hosmer. Struck out his first time to end the top of the first. More zeros put up by Bumgarner. 25 1/3 innings pitched in the World Series for Madison Bumgarner. Now over 4 starts. He's allowed 1 run.
You got a straight bat left out there. Watch your step.
Bat boy's going to have to go fix that mistake.
That's a fine.
Sitting on that white line of the emblem, and I don't know that anybody sees it.
Oh, here he goes. He sees it. See what happens when the game's on TV? He's got that little man in trouble.
We just wanted some TV time, maybe. Delay getting that bat, and then they'll put me on TV.
There's a 1-1 pitch to Eric Hosmer, who has 17 hits this postseason. Off the mask of Buster Posey. I believe it caught Posey, or did it catch Wendelstedt?
It got him. He was shaking his head immediately.
You know, and here's the relationship we were talking about with the players and the umps. The time that Hunter Wendelstedt's given Buster right now to, and Bumgarner even giving him time to shake that off. You know, the umpires get this villain. He's the villain. You know, there's a relationship there. And he immediately took time for Buster.
Reaching for it, Sandoval gets a weird hop and got it. Those great hands of Pablo Sandoval able to adjust. 2 out. Tonight's telecast sponsored by T-Mobile, changing the game of wireless. By MasterCard, anytime, anywhere you use your MasterCard, you can get a priceless surprise. And by DirecTV, if you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV.
You know, watch the hop on this ball right here. And this is from Pablo being a catcher. Watch him go down, get this, and be able to come up and make the throw. We talked so much about his dexterity, but he started off as a catcher, got to the big leagues, and they moved him to third. That's a tough play.
Little squirter right side, now race to the bag. Belt, will he win it? He got it. It was up to Belt to beat Salvador Perez to the base, and he did barely.
That's 2 tough plays the end of half inning right here.
To back up Madison Bumgarner. 1-0 Giants on top after 3.5. American Truck of the Year, the Chevy Silverado. Stop by your local Chevy dealer today. Bottom of the 4th inning rolls in. Pablo Sandoval, who made that good defensive stop in the top of the inning. Then Hunter Pence, then Brandon Belt. 1-0. Visited with Dave Island, the pitching coach for the Royals during the break. Did you that? After Sandoval does something to start the inning. Strike 1.
We talk a lot about Shields' changeup and his curveball, but the cutter is working tonight as well. That's the pitch he wants to get in under the hands like he did right there on the left-hander. He's got it all working.
Problem is he's matched up with Bumgarner. He's allowed just 2 singles, struck out 5. That's past Moustakas in the left. And Sandoval is on to start the bottom of the 4th. First question for Dave Island was about his starter tonight. James Shields looking better than he did in game 1. It's brought to you by DirecTV.
Dave's under control. He made a slight adjustment with his hands, getting a little bit better rhythm, getting to his arm slot a little bit more consistently, which is going to make him command the baseball more. So far, so good. He just has to stay aggressive and then stay on the attack.
Well, the way this thing has started, it's a tight one here in game 5, and you've got your big 3 at the back end of your bullpen rested, ready to go. And according to Ned Yost, they can be stretched out tonight.
Yeah, they have to be. I mean, you know, we're approaching this thing like there is no tomorrow. So they're well rested and ready to go. We're not going to be afraid to turn to them earlier than we normally do.
All right, Dave, thank you.
Thank you.
Hunter Pence now, he singled and scored a run, the only run of the night when he led off back in the second.
And how annoying must it be for a pitcher to face Pablo Sandoval? We see it all postseason. Pitchers making the exact pitch they want, and he puts it in play for a hit. And we've seen a time like that again, especially breaking balls down. His hand-eye coordination is just crazy good, especially from the left side.
After hitting under 200 during the season, right-handed, he had 2 big hits last night, right-handed. He loves October. Here's a 1-1. That's off the plate. Foul. Strike 2. Hunter Pence gets a chance to sprint.
What strike was it, Joe?
Well, that's strike 2. So
he's right. Got Shields right where he wants him, right? 11 times he's been in 2 strike counts. Been on base 8 times. You see, 7 times.
I'll tell you what I like about Hunter Pence. If you were to profile him as a scout and try to project him out, he does nothing that you say superstar about. And everything you watch him play tells you star player. And when you hear him talk and pick up his teammates, it goes to that superstar level.
You see him choke up more on the bat.
Wouldn't chase it 2-2. He was rewarded with a long-term deal last September. They love him here, both on the team and in the seats. Houston, Philadelphia, San Francisco. His stops in the big leagues. The 2-2. He struck out and lost the bat in the process. 1 away, and the bat ends up out in front of short.
And he said, hey, I found that ball. Well, yeah, you did, but Perez caught it. Look at this. Do anything you can to make contact. I'm not sure he even tipped it. Yeah, he was claiming he did, but no matter.
I like the reaction after, when he gets a chance to swing and miss, and then he turns to James Shields and says, you okay? My bad, man. My bad.
So now 1 on 1 out for Brandon Belt. They had the shift on for Belt with a man at first and nobody out back in the second. He dropped out a bunt. Now Shields misses inside, ball 1.
Again, the cutter under the hands. Sandoval spoiled it with a ball that was away and was able to shoot it to left. He wants to go in and out on these lefties.
Let's go, bro.
Strike 1.
We saw Moustakas. He'll move back a little bit now. Bunt really not in play with 1 strike on Belt, but I think next year in spring training, Brandon Belt, Mike Moustakas, all those big left-handed hitters who just keep hitting ground balls into the shift, they will be working on the push bunt in spring training, at least to have it as a part of your game.
How about just hitting the ball the other way?
Oh, that too.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here's a 1-1. Nice pickup by Salvador Perez, and that keeps Sandoval at first.
My goodness, how did he catch this ball? Those are some good hands.
Kept the feet moving. Great feet, great hands. I'm wondering if they're going to keep flirting inside with Belt and he's going to burn him eventually. They've continued to bust him in the whole series. They've been able to get away with it.
His only home run this postseason was a big one to win Game 2 of the division series in Washington. That's foul. 2-2.
It's a better swing. You know, we talked early in the series, when Bell gets in trouble, that front side starts leaking. He wants to go get the ball. Watch him hang back on this pitch. Hensley Muhlen's a hitting coach, worked with him before the game in the cage on exactly that. And they thought it was a very productive session.
On 2-2, a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts after the single by Sandoval.
Now when the changeup looks like the curveball, and you're not sure, that's a nasty pitch. Little curveball right here. 80 miles an hour. It's not the hard snap. This is just almost a variation off the change. It drops like a changeup would, but you don't have the tilt that a normal curveball would have.
Well, we thought we'd get a different James Shields, and we are. That's now 11 swings and misses on James Shields' pitches.
Ishikawa now, runner at first, 2 out. Back into the order for the Royals in the 5th. That's Moustakas, Infante, and Jarrod Dyson. Here's a 1-0. Hard hit. Escobar can't make the play. One under his glove. 2 on, 2 out.
Now this is a ball. Escobar, I think he's thinking how he's going to throw it, because he's already getting a position. Watch, he takes a couple steps. Now he's thinking right there. He's thinking about how he's going to set up and throw instead of continuing on the play. He pulls up because you're thinking about how you're going to get the ball into your hand and transfer it across the diamond to first. He doesn't have to play it second because of how they were positioned before the pitch. That ball's going to first base. Really frustrating when you know it's a ball you think you should have had. Catch it and see what happens on the throw.
Here's Crawford. Only RBI of the night. It came on a ground out in the 2nd. Rule the base hit. Off the bat of Ishikawa. Strike 1 on Crawford.
That RBI ground out. Very interesting decision by Ned Yost to concede that run, because we saw him play aggressively last night facing Ryan Vogelsong, bringing the infield in the 1st inning. And he conceded the 1 out with Crawford, even with 2 strikes. A lot of times we'll see a team with 2 strikes begin to roll the infield in, hitter more defensive, more likely to hit a soft grounder.
Ball 1 strike, and Salvador Perez keeps it at the plate.
And because of that very point, Tom, that's why I said I'm a little confused. Because you know you're going to get runs off Vogelsong. There's not going to be a lot of runs tonight off Bumgarner, so you want to cut those runs off, unless they saw something first inning that we did not see.
And haven't seen since. Because he has pitched through 4. Bumgarner, 2 singles, 5 strikeouts, no walks. The 1-1. Good pitch down and in, strike 2.
I really believe Ned Yost is really protecting against the 2nd run against Bumgarner by having the infield back. Base hit, infield in, 2-run score, and then you're really in trouble.
And that was that little cutter. I mean, it's a weird action because the release looks like a curveball, but it's breaking like a cutter.
That's outside. 2-2 as Shields could strike out the side here in the 4th. Sandoval led off with a base hit. 2 out hit by Ishikawa.
He's ready. Got his glove.
So is Crawford. So is Shields. Here comes a 2-2. Just dumping it into center. Base hit. Kicked in center. And Sandoval will score to make it 2-0. He was going to stop, but when Dyson didn't come up with it cleanly, Pablo kept on rolling.
Yeah, and I think Dyson thinks with 2 outs, you're running on the crack of the bat. He's got no play. The only play he's got is to maybe come in and get it. And here's what you're talking about, Joe. Oh, he stopped on his own. Flannery was waving him all the way.
Yeah, I don't know why he'd be stopping or looking for a stop sign. 2 outs, pitcher behind you. And that's what Dyson was thinking, that he's running all the way.
Now it's Bumgarner has the 2-run lead. Strike 1 from Shields.
Maybe Sandoval's the only one that didn't know there was 2 outs.
He definitely is coming to a halt at third with Flannery waving him home. Once Dyson didn't come up with it cleanly, Pablo kept on coming. It's 2-0.
Bumgarner's not happy with himself. He just got a nasty cutter away from him. He thinks he should have hit it.
0 for 12 this postseason is Bumgarner. No error charged on the play in center. It's an RBI hit for Crawford. 0-1.
I mean, again, this is a scenario where you want to leave giving up 1 run. It's a big out right here.
The strikeout ends the inning. Tonight, both RBIs belong to the shortstop, Brandon Crawford. And Madison Bumgarner, upset about the strikeout, will head back to work in the 5th inning of Game 5. Now up 2-0. Back after this from your local Fox station. Go into the 5th inning here in game number 5, and now Madison Bumgarner has retired 10 in a row. And he will deal with Moustakas, Infante, and Gerard Dyson. 9 in a row to this point through 4. Working in the 5th inning, Moustakas struck out his first time. Big shift on in the infield, and a little line drive caught by Crawford one way. Let's go back to the hit by Brandon Crawford.
Look, the pitcher makes his pitch. Shields right here. He's got the pitcher on the on-deck circle, 2 strikes on the hitter. This ball's going to bounce in the dirt. And Crawford takes a pitch that was down the way and is able to handle it and dunk it in there for the knock. Talked about frustrating at bats, Tom. This is one that would frustrate you at the end of the night.
He went to the Panda School of Hitting, Brandon Crawford. You saw Perez. That glove was in the dirt. That ball was going to bounce. And Crawford did a great job. 2-strike approach.
So now 10 in a row retired by Bumgarner. Here's Infante. He takes a strike. Omar struck out his first time. Bumgarner at one point retired 12 straight in game 1. Peavy in game 2 retired 10 in a row. Game 3, Hudson got on a roll, retired 12 straight. Bumgarner now has set down 10 in a row. Our friends at Google back there behind home plate ask, what's a slurve?
What's a slurve? A slurve is the in between a curveball and a slider. And so it was a term that was picked up about mid-'80s when guys were starting to break away from the slider and throwing a bit of a curveball.
There's a 2-1. That's in the air to left. Ishikawa can't get there. And it gets past his dive, and Infante will cruise into second with 1 out. A late break by Ishikawa, who again is relatively new to the outfield, and it shows up here.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Really last week of the regular season, the first baseman pressed in the service to the left field, the late break, and then compounded by the poor decision of diving for the baseball.
Yeah,
Take your losses, leave Infante at first base, keep the double play in order, but by diving, he moves up Infante another 90 feet.
That's a great point, Tom. You know, it's okay with the effort, but you don't want to leave your feet there.
So the double from Infante, a ball that certainly could have been caught. And it's Dyson.
Joe, this was the at-bat I was thinking about before the game. You've got Billy Butler with the career numbers, 3 for 6 against Bumgarner. RBI situation. Do you fire that bullet? I know it's early in the game. It's also Game 5 of the World Series.
Dyson struck out his first time. And now he's in the hole 0-2, and he came into this game hitting 130, Jarrod Dyson, since the end of August.
You also have to factor in you have home field advantage for a reason. They came here and did what they needed to do. Now, you don't want to win every game and every opportunity, but you have to have Shields get you deeper in this game before you shoot that bullet to pitch in.
Big at bat here for Dyson. And he stays alive. Meanwhile, when we talk about how new Ishikawa is in left field, he's made 16 career outfield starts, 13 of which have come this postseason. That late break and the dive and some of the decisions, and we've seen throws that haven't been that strong. Understand, he's new to the outfield and getting a baptism by fire in the postseason.
Actually done well considering on-the-job training in the postseason.
There's the 0-2. And just missed inside after going away with everything. Bumgarner came inside to Dyson and just missed.
Yeah, he wanted it, but didn't come back. Now, this ball didn't quite make it back.
Nice job by Hunter Wendelstedt staying on that pitch.
Fonte at second, 1 out. A strikeout. That's number 6 on the night.
Harold, that was the at-bat I was talking about here with Dyson. Butler for Dyson to take the shot. I mean, Bumgarner is such a difficult matchup for any left-handed hitter.
I thought you were talking about the pitcher. I didn't know you were talking about hitting
I'm with you on Shields. You got to get length out of Shields in this game.
I can see that with Dyson. I thought you were talking about with Shields.
Now it's up to Shields with a runner at second, 2 out. As Bumgarner tries to get around that double hit by that man Infante here in the 5th. Inside ball 1. Shields did not have bad swings in his first at bat in the 3rd inning. Ended up flying out to center. There's Butler. Good numbers against Bumgarner. Was solid in the first 2 games of this World Series back in Kansas City. Tied Game 2 and put the Royals on top to stay in Game 2. Strike 1.
And Tom, to your point, I look at the lineup. Really, that's the only guy you're going to hit for until the pitcher spot.
I mean, Madison Bumgarner, we've been watching it the whole postseason. He gives you so few openings. You have to seize them when they do pop up.
Breaking ball, strike 2.
This is the difference in the National League game to the American League game. We watch Shields get out of 2 jams by getting the pitcher. And now Bumgarner's down to the pitcher to get out of this inning.
Inning over. Posey makes it official. 7 strikeouts from Madison Bumgarner and 5 shutout innings on the board. 2-0 Giants after 4.5. Beautiful night in San Francisco. Upper 60s when we started. Little breeze through the ballpark. Up above, coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Top of the order for the Giants in this 5th inning, up 2-0. Both RBIs belong to the number 8 man, Brandon Crawford. An RBI ground out. A little flip base hit into the outfield to score Sandoval last inning, and Madison Bumgarner has done his usual thing and taking care of the rest.
Well, this is a big half inning for James Shields. You got the top of your own order coming up off facing Bumgarner, but also now you get to the 6th, and you maybe start to stretch that bullpen now and put them into play for the rest of the game out for the Royals. It's a big half inning.
Third time around the lineup. It's been a problem throughout the series.
Blanco shows bunt, takes a strike. And I know James Shields is trailing here in this game 5-2 to nothing, but we've talked about it tonight. He's really pitched well.
Yeah, he has. Made the adjustment.
Strike 2. Look at what's happened with the Giants in this World Series when their leadoff man reaches base. It's happened 16 times. They scored 24 runs. When the leadoff man does not, they haven't scored. Not since Game 5 of the NLCS when Panic went deep. And a 2-run shot in the third inning.
You can see little Bobby in Kansas City right now, little kid about 10 years old, saying, well, then get him out.
Blanco is 0 for 2, leading off innings. And now 0 for 3. Have you heard about the new show Empire? It's coming in January, starring Terrence Howard as a hip-hop mogul and Taraji P. Henson as his just out of prison ex-wife. If you love high drama and amazing music, this is the show for you. Empire premieres in January right here on Fox.
Terrence Howard can act.
You name it. He's good in it.
Yeah.
Happy to have him at Fox. So now with 1 out, nobody on. Here's Joe Panic, who's 0 for 2. Breaking ball, strike from Shields. Top of the order will bat for the Royals in the 6th with Escobar, Gordon, and Kane. Strike 2. Buster Posey is next. We saw him get a foul tip off the mask, and again we'll dip into the audio provided by the home plate umpire Hunter Wendelstedt in their conversation that followed shortly thereafter. The 0-2. Down, ball 1.
Easy to umpire Shields tonight. Around the plate, hitting the spots. Think about it. He got a ground ball out that gave up the run. And then Crawford well documented the pitch he hit for the base hit to drive in a run. Pretty good.
Here is his 1-2. Up the middle, a base hit. Panic aboard. Another 2-strike hit for the Giants. Another 2-strike hit for Joe Panic. With Posey coming up to go back to the 4th inning. And a foul tip.
Watch the hockey style mask give here.
Oh, I got you. Sir? All right. Take care of me. You got to just check with you, my brother. All right. Those just sound nasty. I'm sure it doesn't sound good from your perspective.
1 on, 1 out. Buster takes one in the dirt. Perez can't make the play. Down to second with good base running. Panic.
Well, this is attention to detail. We've watched how many times has he tried to get that ball in the dirt and finally gets it. If you're on the bench and you're paying attention, you know any ball in the dirt I'm going to break. This is all Panic right here. Reading it and taking off. Watch him in the upper left corner. As soon as he sees the ball in the dirt, Perez has to catch it, make the perfect strike to get you. You may not steal bags, but there's other ways to be aggressive.
Now ball 2 with Sandoval on deck. No action for the Royals in their bullpen.
I'm going to start calling him Joe Baseball. I mean, really, watching him is like watching an instructional video. Defensively, the swing at the plate, 2-strike approach, and the secondary read on that pitch.
That's down 3-0. If Shields gets into trouble and can't get out of it here in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Royals had a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Shields struck out to end the top, and now a 4-pitch walk to Posey, 2 on, 1 out.
All looking. They're all going to be run down there. You see all those eyes look straight down towards Ned? They're paying attention.
A lot of managers in there right now.
The whole bullpen standing there at the end of the dugout.
It's just amazing. We've seen it the whole postseason, guys. The 3rd time around the lineup for any starting pitcher not named Bumgarner seems to be extremely difficult.
Here's Sandoval. Shot a base hit into left to the right of Moustakas. His last time up and scored a run on the 2-out hit by Crawford. It's the first walk by Shields. Bullpen still quiet for Kansas City. Is this Pablo Sandoval's last game in the home jersey for the Giants? He's a free agent to be, and he will get a lot of interest. And interest will spike after what he's done again in October. They love him here. Good rip. Strike 2 for a guy who was the World Series MVP in 2012.
You know, here's one of the things I love about him. When he comes to the plate, this is what he did. As soon as he gets to the plate, he walks up, he's surveying the field. How are they going to defend me? What are they looking at? He's looking around to see how they're going to defend him this time. This is before the first pitch. Now you got a gauge of how they might try to pitch me.
I like the little squint in the eye. A gunslinger in Dodge.
Here's the 0-2. Upstairs from Shields, ball 1.
Tom, the reason the 3rd time through is so difficult because the hitter now has had an idea of what your stuff looks like and how you're trying to attack you. And now they can apply everything that they've learned in the first 2 at-bats to this at-bat.
Shields in trouble. Gets a strikeout, 2 down. Climb the ladder, and that's strikeout number 4 for James Shields.
Got him to lay out on the first one. The pitch before this, he check swung, and he just went back up the ladder.
That's where you have to throw it. You have to throw it higher than high. Believe me, anything a little bit lower than that. Oh, my goodness.
Love it.
So now it's Pence. It's 1 for 2.
Do the same thing with Hunter Pence. He's probably going to swing up there, too. But they hit it. That's the problem.
That pitch was almost not reachable. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Pence in the air to right. Back is Kane. This ball is caught. Run and grab by Lorenzo Kane. And it's virtually impossible to get a ball into the gap in between Kane and Dyson. What a play. Takes 2 runs away from the Giants and keeps his team in it. 2-0 after 5. And by the new Samsung Galaxy Note 4, the next big thing is here. How about a game summary as we go into the 6th inning here in game 5. Brandon Crawford has both RBIs. James Shields has pitched well. Bumgarner has pitched better. No runs, 3 hits, 5 innings, 7 strikeouts. Trying to run his record. Tom Verducci to 4-0 in World Series play by the age of 25.
It's just remarkable to me. The ERA in the World Series is now down to 0.33. 1 run allowed.
Escobar pops it up back behind the plate. Posey's got a play. 1 out.
Hey, you're talking about a catch by Posey right there. The catch of the game was last half inning. Look, you're first and second, 2 outs. They're off on the crack of the bat. Look at Lorenzo Kane go get this ball. That's a game saver. It's 4-0 if this ball falls. With Bumgarner on the mound, you may as well say see you later, kiss it goodbye. What a play. This guy has shown us so much defensively in the postseason. that he would win a Gold Glove if the season was really rated by his performance in the postseason. Unfortunately for him, it's already been in.
With one out, Hosmer comes up empty. Gordon rather, and that's strike one. It's Gordon now, then Kane, then Hosmer, and a shake of the head from Alex Gordon, who's 0 for 2, and now just 2 out of 18 in the World Series.
And Harold, I said this at Game 3 in terms of Kane's positioning in right field. The Giants were surprised that he played straight away right field. Outfielders come into this park and they need to protect the triples alley. That's where Hunter Pence is right now in right center field, shading right center. He can play straight away right field and still protect the alley. That's because of his great speed.
And that ball took off on him because his first step was not to take off and run. He kind of froze, read it, and then took off and outran the baseman.
He's next. Gordon trying to get on for him. Struck out his last time, grounded out his first time. Escobar fouled out. 2-2. And a grunt from Bumgarner as he let it fly.
Well, just more amazement for me on Bumgarner. Remember, Joe, this is his 6th postseason start. That ties an all-time record. And right at this point, he's more than 40 innings into the postseason. Curt Schilling, the only one who's ever pitched more innings in a postseason. There's no decline in his stuff.
We talked to Bruce Bochy, the manager of the Giants, before the game and said if it was possible to conserve pitches with Bumgarner, if the game dictated it, would it cross your mind with the thought of Bumgarner coming back if there's a Game 7? He said it would be on his mind. His bullpen isn't exactly rested at this point. Here's a pop-up left side. Crawford, who has both RBIs, is out number 2 here in the 6th. And the batter will be Lorenzo Cain. Prior to tonight's game, Rob Manfred, Chief Operating Officer of Major League Baseball, and Tim Slavin, Chief of Business Affairs and Senior Counsel of the Major League Baseball Players Association, presented their annual contribution of $2.5 million to the Baseball Tomorrow Fund. The fund awards grants to youth programs. 2 out, nobody on. Cain 1 for 2, takes a strike.
One of the big initiatives of the Tomorrow Fund is to build ballparks around cities and around the country. It's been really effective.
That's a joint effort between Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Players Association. Cain trying to get something going with 2 out, nobody on, 1 ball, 1 strike. His numbers start to pile up for Madison Bumgarner. The ERA that Tom mentioned a moment ago. He won in the World Series at the age of 21, at the age of 23, and he's already won this year. Game 1 at the age of 25. Strike 2.
So that batting average against 124. That's also the lowest in World Series history. 3 starts or more.
Stays alive.
You know, when I think about Bumgarner, I think about Lincecum, Cain, the guys that have been in the rotation that he has now passed through and become the ace of. I thought it was interesting to get his words when he said we gave him the opportunity to run with it. Clearly he has.
Sprinting with it here in October. And right now nobody can touch him. Just off the end of the bat. And he's hitting all 4 corners. He's using all his pitches. He seems to be able to put the ball anywhere he wants.
Yeah, you see the hesitation of Lorenzo Cain. You got to honor the fastball and the cutter in, and then he's got the breaking ball away. Great point, Joe. He's hitting every spot. It's hard to just cover all that. You're trying to eliminate sides, and it's tough to do with this guy.
swing. He didn't go. 2-2. In this day and age in Major League Baseball, you see a 25-year-old doing what Bumgarner's doing in the postseason. And any baseball fan thinks, well, what's his contract situation? But the Giants will get into that before the end of the night. And on the hands, pretty good at bat here by Kane. Full count. Because of the catch by the guy at the plate, Lorenzo Cain. Doesn't take much to jump back in this one for Kansas City. That's in the air to left. Ishikawa has it. For some reason, when number 40's on the mound for the Giants, 2 runs almost seems insurmountable. He's through 6 scoreless, rolling again. Just a brilliant postseason performer. 2-0, Giants on top. While the other team will be trying to force a winner-take-all Game 7 coverage Tuesday night. Begins at 7:30 Eastern right here on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. That'll be a great scene in Kansas City right now. In the bottom of the 6th, James Shields back to work. Brandon Belt has a bunt hit and a strikeout, and up on the count here 2-0.
Keep looking for this ball in for Belt to turn on one.
That's into left. Gordon to his right. One away. Who are the starters for Game 6? Jake Peavy. The San Francisco Giants. He got the loss in Game 2. Same matchup as Game 2 with Rodano Ventura pitching. He went 5 1/3. Was relieved by Kelvin Herrera. Got a no decision, but allowed just 2 runs on 8 hits. And that's 7-2 game. Here's Ishikawa. Strike 1.
Any of these Giants games, the starting pitcher is not Bumgarner. It's almost like entries in a horse race, 1 and 1A. You always know you have Yasmero Petit behind the starter.
We talked last night about the temptation for Bruce Bochy to maybe start Petit, but he's going to leave it as is. He's got veteran right-handers, Peavy. If there's a Game 7, the listed starter is Tim Hudson, but Bumgarner will be lurking that night if there is on Wednesday. Here's the 0-2. Probably the last at bat for Ishikawa. He's 1 for 2, and as we get ready to go into the 7th inning, that's the time Bruce Bochy adds to his defense and puts Perez in the game. Just inside, ball 1.
Well, Tom, you boldly said we're going to see a good pitching matchup, and we have.
James Shields, Madison Bumgarner. I think I had a pretty good chance to see the pitcher's duel.
Yeah, but the way Shields has been struggling, he's made a nice adjustment.
Hard hit, base hit through the right side with 1 out here in the 6th. Now we'll get a pinch runner as they will bring Juan Perez in right now to run and then play left.
When you think about Petit and Bumgarner and the way they've thrown up zeros in this postseason, they do it very differently. Watch Petit. The arm stays close to the body. The ball doesn't get far away from the body throughout the delivery. More of a short arm pitcher. And now you'll watch Bumgarner. Look how far the ball is away from the body. Tremendous arm swing. And watch the elbow now will get out in front and leave the hand, and then the release. Guys, I'm giving out nicknames tonight. We had Joe Panic as Joe Baseball. Joe Buck, I know you know the The largest wingspan of bird, a land bird in North America, is the California condor. That's Madison Bumgarner. California condor with that wingspan.
And the condor can pitch. 6 shutout. He's allowed just 3 hits, struck out 7, walked nobody. One on, one out. Perez running. Activity for the Royals in their bullpen, and a strike on the only guy with an RBI tonight, Brandon Crawford. Ground out in the 2nd, played it a run, and a 2-out RBI hit in the 4th.
Well, Shields is, sorry, Joe, he's done his job. We said he had to match Bumgarner, at least keep the game close so you can get to the big 3. They're at that point now where they can go to the big 3. Giants have scratched out a couple against them.
Herrera getting loose. That's out of play. Strike 2.
It's another big out right here, though. Crawford gets on. Now you allow the pitcher Bumgarner to bunt and move him up. So you want to get this out. Well, he probably won't be one with 1 out because he loves to swing. But they do play that occasionally in the National League game.
0-2 is the count on Crawford. 1 on, 1 out. Shields gives a look back at Juan Perez. He's doing the running for Ishikawa.
And be careful of that quick pickoff move of James Shields. Very quick feet.
You see that little dip look he does when he dips down, he looks over at the runner. That's usually when the quickness happens. Once he gets set, not as quick, which naturally makes sense. But as he's moving, you got that movement. You can get that natural quickness done. That's why Perez gets his lead early and set.
That's down. Shields wanted it. Ball 1.
Catcher set up away, so he's got to reach back and backhand the ball. Hard to frame the pitch that way. Doesn't get the strike call.
See why he wanted it, though.
92 at the knees, called ball 1. Two and 2.
That was a case where the fake start at first base by Perez got Perez out of his crouch. Sometimes you can lose a strike by the catcher getting up so early, thinking the runner is going.
I think they had a play on, too. I was watching Hosmer right before that. You see him and Perez looking at each other back and forth. He tells him, give me a look. So he's staying home automatically. He's just going to pivot around.
Tough play. Shields has to wait. Gets the out. Down to 2nd with 2 out now is Juan Perez. And now the inning is up to Madison Bumgarner to see if the Giants do anything with a hit by Ishikawa.
Well, here's what I was talking about with the runner on first base. Watch his left hand. All right, watch Hosmer. This is the one that he hopped up to throw to 2nd. He's going, give me a look. All right, I'm here. It's okay. You don't see the okay part, but he's saying, I'm okay. I'm right here. And that's when he hopped up to throw.
That was on that 1-2 pitch. Now Bumgarner pops it up. On the infield, who wants it? There's Stockus, and that ends the inning. Good work by Shields. Pitching well, but outpitched by that man. 2-0 after 6. Back after this from your local Fox station.
That's a nasty pitch.
Good pitching here tonight in this rematch of game number 1. Bumgarner, no runs on 3 hits. Shields, 2 runs on 8 hits. Both guys through 6. And here in the 7th inning for Kansas City, it'll be the heart of the order. See what Bumgarner is chasing here with his 44 2/3 innings pitched this postseason. Obviously, more rounds now as Juan Perez takes over and left. Bumgarner's the guy who started and won with a complete game shutout in the wild card game at Pittsburgh. Hosmer, strike one.
You see from that angle right there what the left-hander is contending with. Really any hitter, particularly the lefties, are 0 for 9 with him at 5 Ks. But the motion that he throws with, throws a front arm at you, and then he hides the ball so long, and then it snaps on you. Tough to pick up. Here's a good look at it at home. Here's what they're dealing with. See how long he hides that ball? And then that's the cutter on the corner.
1 ball, 1 strike on Hosmer, who has struck out and grounded out. Trying to get it started for Kansas City here in the 7th. Waited on it, and a base hit through the right side. Hosmer is on to start this 7th inning. And now the Geico in-game box score for Kansas City. That's only the 4th hit. Nobody with more than 1. Kane has 1. Hosmer now has 1. The guy walking in, Salvador Perez, has 1. The other, Infante, with a double that dropped in front of Ishikawa 2 innings ago.
Well, if I look down here with the Kansas City, Billy Butler better start getting loose down that 8th spot.
Strike 1.
A little ways to go to get him, but I'm pretty sure that you're not going to see Dyson hit this half inning if the rally continues.
And I'm sure Bumgarner here wants to work cutters and breaking balls, curveballs down. Double play candidate in Sal Perez.
That's hammered into left field. That is Perez just into the game. 1 out. Bruce Bochy adds to the defense as he takes Ishikawa out, and Perez got a good jump and made the catch easily.
When you're on a roll, you make all the right moves, and this is the right move right here with Bochy putting Perez in the outfield. He makes it look easy, but that ball was hammered.
Michael Morse appreciates it. Now 1 on, 1 out. As Moustakas, who has lined out and struck out, will dig in.
That was interesting. Belton went to the mound right there before this sequence to talk to Bumgarner about the positioning in this sequence.
Strike 1. Billy Butler walking around in the dugout. On deck is Infante. Strike 2.
Tell you what, it had to be a little enticing. You know you got Billy Butler over there, and you have Willingham over there. To let Moustakas hit, I think the double last game earned him this opportunity to hit right here.
Moustakas wants to pull the ball, but he's got to keep that front shoulder in against Bumgarner.
Better there, foul back. Another 0-2. Fly ball into right center field. Blanco to his left. Makes the catch. Throw behind the runner too late. 2 out. As Hosmer gets back.
Well, I think Hosmer caught Pence out of the corner of his eye. Pence was running like nobody was going to get to this ball. It looked pretty routine to Blanco, but watch Pence come into your screen. He's flying to go get this. And I think that's what Hosmer kind of caught up to. Am I reading this wrong? And he held a little longer instead of advancing. But look where Hosmer gets to. And he sees Pence, and all of a sudden now he decides to go back.
would have taken a great throw. Here's Infante. Ball one down and in. Omar homered in game 2. 4 RBIs in this series. He doubled the ball that fell in front of Ishikawa in left back in the 5th.
He does see the ball well off Bumgarner.
On the outside corner, ball and a strike.
7-21 lifetime against Bumgarner. Not many people have numbers against this guy. He does.
This is a huge at bat for the Royals because you want to get the next guy to the plate, either Butler or Willingham, for a chance to pop one for you.
Down and in, 2-1. Right now it's Dyson in the on-deck circle.
That's got to be for show.
They've got a cage down there. I'm sure it's getting busy right now. There's Billy.
Infante. Strike 2. Full count, and that means Hosmer will take off at first.
Biggest at bat of the game right here for Bumgarner because of what's lurking in the Royals dugout.
Left side, Sandoval lays back. Long throw, got it. 7 shutout innings put up by Bumgarner. And he's had some good defense behind him tonight as well. His dominance continues. He's already got 3 wins with 7 or more innings pitched in this postseason. A 3-1 record overall. It just isn't happening around Major League Baseball. And it's a 2-0 game through 6.5. Time to stretch. And now for the introduction of God Bless America, we go to public address announcer Rennell Brooks Moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and our military troops here at home and all around the world. Here now to perform God Bless America. Please welcome from the United States Air Force Band of the Golden West at Travis Air Force Base, Airman First Class Michelle Doolittle.
God bless America.
Here's to Budweiser. Here's to baseball. Celebrities in attendance here tonight. Billy Crystal. seeing before tonight's Game 5. Rob Lowe. It doesn't look like the creepy one. It's like the real one. There's Joe Montana and his wife. We showed you Montana's earlier. Benjamin Bratt. Joe Lacob right next to him. What that?
That's how they got here.
Here's Kelvin Herrera double switch as Jason Nix is in the game at second. He'll bat ninth. That means he'll be up second in the eighth. Infante is out, and Herrera first out of the bullpen for the Royals, trying to keep it a 2-run game. 0-2 from the hard-throwing right-hander.
Well, James Shields gave him a chance by stretching that half inning. Got him here to the 7th, and now they're set up the rest of the way. See if they can stay in it.
Here's the 0-2.
Quite a turnaround for Shields. Talked about the mechanical adjustments that he made. Game 1, season low, 2 swings and misses. Game 5 ties a season high with 20 swings and misses.
Shields 2 runs on 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, a walk, a wild pitch. Really threw the ball well, to his credit, bouncing back from that Game 1 start. But matched up against the wrong guy if he's going to allow anything. As to this point, Bumgarner has not. That's out of play. Still 1-2.
Bumgarner again set the trend tonight. And you just, from the beginning, first inning, you give up a run, and you're thinking, is that going to be all he was going to need? That's the grounder from Crawford.
That's the look of October.
Ball 2-2-2.
Went from 92 to 98. I guess he's loose.
Travel day tomorrow, so an opportunity after being off last night. They said to extend Herrera, anybody they need down there, really. Wade Davis, Greg Holland. Kansas City down 2-0 here in the 7th. To the right side. Backing up to make the play is Hosmer, 1 down.
Cool customer. Good fundamentals. Speaking of fundamentals, just in time for Tom's favorite player,
Joe Baseball.
Joe Panik is 1 for 3, singled his last time up. Now has 5 hits and 20 at bats in this World Series. Came up in June. The number 2 hitter. And the team trying to take a 3-2 advantage in this World Series. Giants trying to win their 3rd World Series in a 5-year span. That has not been done in the National League since the Cardinals of the 40s.
Wow. Is that the Gas House game? No. Guessing not.
Here's a 1-0.
Hey, you go back that far in the 40s, you know, I figured it had to be something like that. A run like that.
2-0 the count on Panik.
So I was 10. They're in the 30s. I'm told. See, I was close. I knew it was way back then. Steve Horn knows everything. He knew that before he didn't have to look it up.
No doubt. Twice here. And misses for ball 3 as Herrera looks in. Panik has him taking the bat off his shoulder up on the count 3-0.
Light discipline. Love his swing because he's so short to the ball and level. And I asked him about that. The drill he used time and time again growing up, the wall drill.
There's a strike.
Basically, you stand away from a wall about the same distance as the length of the bat. And then you take a swing. It forces you to keep the hands close to the body. And then the end of the bat travels along the length of the wall to extend it. He said, listen, I grew up in the Northeast. In the winter, you got to make do when it's snow on the ground.
Foul Throws it left side of full count.
Take that another step further. Then you keep moving closer and closer to the wall, taking a swing. Now that forces your hands inside to pull the bat through. Great little drill.
Last night had a double into right center and then later a double into left center. 3-2. It's out of play.
For as much power as Herrera comes at you, 98, 99, we've seen up in the hundreds, there hasn't been the strikeouts. And that goes to the Giants hitters. Credit to them putting the ball in play, but it also tells you how straight that fastball is that he's throwing.
And it's a walk with 1 out. We'll bring in Buster Posey, who is 1 for 2. Bullpen quiet for the Giants. Bumgarner will go back out there for the 8th at this point. With the 8, 9, and 1 hitters scheduled. We could see a pinch hitter. That's a foul tip, and that got another Winston.
You figure the ball's thrown at 98. He takes it in foul swings. That's right in the chest.
You saw how you kind of lose the body shield of the catcher when Perez sets up outside. Hunter keeps his setup over the plate. A little bit exposed on that foul ball.
We always have those bat speeds as the ball comes off the bat moving forward. Imagine how close he is and that ball being foul tipped back, and it's already coming in at 98 or 100.
Every umpire came in to check on him, and he says he's all right.
Well, I think it's interesting. You got the 2 catchers and the umpire. All 3 of those guys are the ones that work back there. You're okay, Hunter? I mean, take your time.
Well, he must be feeling pretty good. He just got Buster to crack up there in the batter's box. Shared the pain.
Still looking for his first extra base hit of this postseason as Buster Posey takes inside, ball 1.
I'm just feeling he's going to jump on one of these fastballs. It's hard to continue to challenge Buster with heaters and not show him anything else and think he's not going to hurt you.
1-2.
Flipped up an 89-mile-an-hour changeup.
Doing something different.
How about that stat for Kelvin Herrera? Last home run allowed was in July of last season. 1-2. On 1 hop. The flip for 1 turned the double play. And that ends the inning. So not going for it on the line drive. Good play by Nix just into the game. And a 4-6-3 double play. Into the 8th inning, game 5. 2-0. Giants on top. Reunites with Andy Reid for the interview only on Fox Sports Live tomorrow. Don't miss a rare interview with Michael Jordan. It's all on Fox Sports Live tonight after the game, and tomorrow at 11 Eastern on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Up to 95 pitches on the night for Madison Bumgarner, and he will deal with a pinch hitter. Here it is, but the situation being what it is, it's Billy Butler leading off the inning, batting for Jarrod Dyson.
Again, not ideal He wanted to fire this bullet in a run-scoring situation. Butler against Bumgarner.
Strike one inside corner.
That was in the 5th inning. Again, the opportunities few and far between against this guy. The Royals have 2 at-bats tonight with runners in scoring position. Those at-bats went to Gerard Dyson and James Shields, the 8 and 9 hitters.
Knicks on deck. And then Escobar. Here in the 8th. Strike 2. And the ace treatment for Madison Bumgarner. Pitch count getting up to near 100. End of a long, long season, and nobody is up in a 2-run game in the bullpen for the Giants. Rolling, 1 out.
That's not even fair. Billy Butler is expecting him to bust him in, and then he throws this touch breaking ball. That's the best breaking ball he's thrown the whole night. And you just tip your cap and go back. You know, Righetti pointed it out early, Joe, in your interview. He said he's got the breaking ball, the touch on the hook, and now when he has that, it's almost impossible to hit it.
Pitch number 99 is the first of the night to Jason Nix. Takes inside ball 1. The Knicks with 4 different organizations this season. 3 different teams in the big leagues, ending with Kansas City, claimed off waivers from the Pirates at the end of August. Infielder added to the active roster. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not active postseason until this World Series for Bumgarner. His 39th start this season, the most by a Giants pitcher since 1973, Ron Bryant.
You know, you may think, hey, we're overdoing it with Bumgarner. My goodness. All the stats and everything we're throwing up there just justifies it. I remember growing up in Corvallis, Oregon, UCLA, John Woods' basketball teams would come through there all the time. My brothers would always tell me, appreciate greatness when it's upon you. Appreciate greatness when you're seeing it tonight. It's amazing what this kid's been doing.
Here's a 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Been close with the last 2. Knicks just trying to get on base any way he can with the top of the order to follow. Under it into left, swinging on 3-1, down by 2. Perez has out number 2. As we welcome you inside our broadcast booth, there really is no way you can't appreciate what Madison Bumgarner in today's game is doing. We just don't see it anywhere else.
No, you know, we always look for comps, right? Right now, there's nobody in the game in October, starting pitcher, that can match up to Bumgarner. So you start thinking historically. You think about postseasons of Schillings and the Koufaxes and the Smoltzes and the Mathewsons. I'm not saying he's there yet, Joe. He is on that track. You have to go to history to get a comp.
2 out, nobody on. Strike 1 to Escobar.
Smelling it, too. You can just see the confidence oozing. Give me the ball back. You can't wait to throw another pitch.
He's trying to book in complete game shutouts. We're only in the 8th, and now action will start with the pitch count up over 100 as Casilla, the closer, will get loose. 2 out, nobody on in the 8th inning. This postseason for Bumgarner. A complete game shutout at the Pirates. Lost in the division series because of a throwing error he made. Won game 1 of the NLCS. No decision game 5. The team clinched that night. And won game 1 of this World Series, leading in game 5. Should end the inning. Bumgarner is through 8. got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Back to work, Herrera. Up first, Sandoval. Ball one. Because of the pinch hitting appearance by Billy Butler for Dyson, Kane moves over from right to center, and Nori Aoki is in the game in right. Here's a 1-0. 98 from Herrera. Pitching's been great on both sides. It's been all world from Madison Bumgarner tonight, adding to this incredible October of 2014 for the 25-year-old lefty. Bullet back up the middle. Leadoff man is on. Sandoval, second hit of the night.
Panda can hit. Wow. Left-handed, right-handed. This is a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that he turns around. Look at it. Woo. The petting zoo is open.
One on, nobody out.
Nothing like pandas in super slow-mo.
Man's coming up 1 for 3. Wade Davis gets loose. Madison Bumgarner is going back out there, it appears, for the ninth. Santiago Casilla was up. He has taken a seat, strike one at 99.
Hunter Pence tried to make it 4-0 with that swing.
He tried to make it 10-0 with that swing.
And sometimes you take a gamble and knew what was coming, and look at this. Talking Bochy out of it, too.
The last complete game shutout in a World Series was thrown by a very young, very active at the time what a postseason he had that year, Josh Beckett. In Game 6, the clincher at Yankee Stadium.
2003, pitching on short rest.
Still remember, he fielded the ground ball, flipped it to first.
That was it. Base hit. Pence has got another.
Tom, guess what the count was?
Is this guy fun to watch? Yes, he is. 2 strikes, choke up, breaking ball, react to it. Another 2-strike hit.
And now the Royals will buy time for Davis to get ready. He just got up.
Now, when you face Madison Bumgarner, you know the margin of error is so slim. The little things add up. 2 small things in this game. Royals play the infield back, especially with 2 strikes on Crawford, conceding 1 run to protect against 2. And then in the 4th inning, this hot shot by Ishikawa just gets under the glove of Escobar. If he's able to make that play, they're off the field. Instead, it gets Crawford to the plate, and he flukes it into center field. 2 runs scratched out. And then Madison Bumgarner pitches with 2 too many.
See if Ned Yost's going to go to the bullpen. He is. Herrera gives up back-to-back hits here to start the 8th inning in a 2-0 game. Wade Davis takes over. Series gear for the Giants, Royals, and all of baseball. The MLB.com shop. Giants lead 2-0. Have 2 on, nobody out. Wade Davis, who's been basically unhittable, takes over here in the 8th inning. Brandon Belt 1 for 3 tonight. First up. Ball 1. Jump on that pitch at 91, a ball and a strike.
They have lived in this hole the whole series. Right there. And they have exploited it. They've continued to just stay right there, and they haven't missed.
Just a nasty cutter from Wade Davis right there, perfectly located.
Here's a 1-1. 1-2. On deck is Juan Perez. Took over for Ishikawa back in the 6th inning. And then it's Crawford, the only guy with an RBI tonight. Ground out and a 2-out hit.
I find Wade Davis interesting because he's used to being a starter and pitching in jams like this as a starter, and you look for ways to get out of it. Go get a double play ball. So he can go away from just power to try to get a ball that he can get a ground ball on, as opposed to maybe being a guy that's going to just punch out the side.
Jumping on it, Belt 2-2, and Tom, what happens here in this bottom of the 8th inning will dictate, I think, whether Bumgarner goes back out there. In a 2-run game, he's going back out there. If the Giants put something together and get a little bit of breathing room, they may not push it to the 9th inning.
Yeah, it depends how you define little. You know, they add on 1, that's not enough. He's still got the game. 2, he probably still has the game. Like a big inning, then you think about somebody else picking up the 9th.
I think it's a great point. I think maybe 3 or 4. If it goes 2 runs, 1 run or 2 runs to put the game to 3 or 4 runs, I do think they go to Casilla. Because Bruce Bochy mentioned I may have to use him again. That's where you save the bullets.
Here's a 2-2. Upstairs. It's a full count.
Look at the hitters due up. Gordon, Kane, Hosmer, 2 of the 3 lefties. And influence to keep Bumgarner in the game.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Got him looking one away. Big strikeout for Wade Davis coming out of the bullpen. 2 on, 1 out now.
You want to know how good Wade Davis is? He busts him in, and then comes and throws this dart on a 3-2 pitch. And the presentation, look where Perez's glove is at and where he catches it. The glove's over the plate, but he catches it on the inside half of that, and you get that extra half inch.
It's a good call. I mean, you talk about changing a hitter's eye level. Belt was looking in that at bat, and that ball looked like it was a mile away, and it got the corner.
There's Casilla. He was warming up in the top of this inning, and he'll crank it up again. He's had 19 straight postseason appearances without allowing a run. So he's a weapon. 2 on, 1 out. And with Juan Perez instead of Ishikawa at the plate, that's strike 1.
Well, you got to get Casilla up because you don't want Bumgarner. One runner on a home run ties you. So yeah, he's going to probably come back out, but you got to have him hot and ready to go if there's damage, if someone gets on. So we're splitting hairs here.
Here's the 0-1. Strike 2.
I'm talking about Davis getting a ground ball for a double play, and he's saying, "Are you crazy? I'll punch out the side." This stuff is incredible.
107 pitches for Bumgarner, who you know will be begging Bruce Bochy, if this World Series goes 7 games, to appear in that 7th game. That misses outside, ball 1.
Well, that's the thing about Bumgarner. It's not just the stuff. It's terrific, but it's the mindset as well. It's almost like a marathon runner. I could never run a marathon because I tell myself I'm too far, I'm tired. And he would continue to push himself through. Mental toughness.
He pitched game 3 against Washington, and the next day, throughout the game, he's bugging Bruce Bochy. Hey, I can get LaRoche. I can get Harper. He wanted to come out of the bullpen the day after a start.
Here's a 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Game 7 only if necessary. The winner of tonight's game will have a chance to clinch it on Tuesday night in Kansas City in Game 6. Off the end of the bat, dangerously into the seats. Still 2-2. Talk about the dominance of Wade Davis. The PR director for the Royals, Mike Swanson, telling us that it took until July 31st for the first extra base hit this season off this right-handed pitcher.
That's remarkable. Incredible work.
Here's a 2-2. Stairs again, a full count.
When you hear that type of stuff that doesn't give up an extra base hit till July 31st, you wonder how's the guy do it. And if you watch him pitch, he's on the corners. He never gives you anything to square up, really.
Two pitch. Fly ball into center. Back is King. This ball is off the top of the wall. One run scores. Here comes another. Throw home. Too late. Perez empties the bases, scores 2. And it's 4-0.
You can get to a home run. That's why the numbers are so astounding. And you saw the look on Ned Yost's face of shock. You just didn't see this all summer from Wade Davis.
Or from Juan Perez. He's in the game for defense. In the course of the season, he had 1 hit all year with runners in scoring position. 1 for 18.
It goes down as a 2-run double. And then an error to allow Perez to get to third. Now the infield in. Strike 2 on Crawford. And with that, Santiago Casilla has taken a seat and is no longer getting ready in the bullpen for the Giants.
Which is the reverse of what we thought.
Absolutely. But how about Bruce Bochy? He's batting about 1,000 in this World Series.
He's on fire. Every move.
The 0-2. Fly ball into left. That ball might drop. It is down. Another run. It's 5-0 Giants on top. Giants just get it from everywhere, and a 3 RBI night tonight for Brandon Crawford.
Amazing, this offensive attack. I don't want to call it little ball, but Perez almost hit it out. Have not seen a home run in these 3 games here at AT&T Park.
Something to be said about putting the ball in play. And we've watched it the whole postseason, all the way back to the Dodgers series, the Cardinals series, and here in the World Series, not striking out and putting the ball in play.
ovation is for Bumgarner. Trying to add a home run. The Giants were trailing last night in Game 4, 4-1 in the third inning. Since then, 15 unanswered runs for San Francisco put up. The MVP chant for Bumgarner, strike 2.
He's already got one of those in the National League Championship Series.
If it was to end with them winning, you'd have to look at Hunter Pence as well, the series he's had. But we got a long ways to go before we start throwing out MVPs for the series.
Still only one out in the inning. And a strikeout. Bumgarner isn't willing to concede strike 3. 2 out. He is a grinder.
Most people will say, get back here and think about getting 3 outs.
He takes his at-bat seriously. It's a pitcher complaining about the strike zone being too big.
Tom, you mentioned it just to get it out there. If there's no home run tonight, it'll be the first time there have been 3 straight World Series games without a home run since 1948.
That's when the Braves were playing in Boston.
Indians and the Braves, games 1 through 3. That's outside, ball 1 to Gregor Blanco.
But it's been exciting baseball. You said it, Harold. The ball's in play. We've seen great defense. We've seen great base running. And especially from the Giants, great approach at the plate, especially with 2 strikes.
Pablo Sandoval quoted today in the paper saying, we don't care about home runs. We care about runs. And they've proven that throughout October.
Hensley Newlands, the hitting coach, got here 5 years ago. Said there were far too many fly balls and strikeouts in this lineup, especially playing in this ballpark. He said, I go back to Felipe Alou, the great Giant, who said strikeouts and pop-ups can do nothing for me as a manager. The Giants are not playing the game that a lot of teams do.
Blanco always getting good swings against Wade Davis.
Well, you know, we're talking about them putting the ball in play and everything else. They're still taking big rips, but they're under control, and they're having an idea how they want to attack in the zone and what pitch they're going to go after. And the aggressiveness. It's not get deep in the count and let them get me in an 0-2 count every time. They're jumping on that first pitch. You're putting the pitcher on his heels.
7th man to bat in this 8th inning. 5-0 Giants on top in Game 5. These fans packed into AT&T Park tonight, hoping to watch their Giants win tonight, win back-to-back games, and head to Kansas City with a chance to clinch their 3rd World Championship in the last 5 years on Tuesday night. Breaking ball ends the inning, but big damage is done. Giants put up 3, and behind their horse, their ace, lead 5-0 with Gordon, Kane, Hosmer coming up. A lot of smiles for the home team tonight, and the fans here in San Francisco. Giants lead by 5 into the 9th. The old Yankee Stadium. Last left-hander Randy Johnson back in 2001, and it was in Game 2, and in that postseason, Randy Johnson was a workhorse to go through in this inning. Strike 1 from Madison Bumgarner. Randy, a guy who pitched with no rest after he won Game 6, went an inning and a third of relief in Game 7 and got the victory in that come from behind against Mariano Rivera. Is he 0-1? Fly ball into right. Pence didn't get a great break. He's there, 1 out.
And Joe, those are the kind of legends of October. You don't need a book to look up. And the way Madison Bumgarner is pitching tonight, throughout his World Series career, he's starting to join those legends of the Fall Classic.
Here comes Lorenzo Cain as Bumgarner is going to try and bookend complete game shutouts this postseason, starting with that play-in game, the wild card at Pittsburgh.
Well, I'll take another step further with you, Tom. You can't just say started. He's there. You don't know how many you get opportunities to do this.
Cain, strike 1.
When given the opportunity to come up big like this, hang plaques with your name on it.
He's had the same look since the beginning of this game. And he is 1 out away from a complete game shutout. Here's Hosmer. You know how Bumgarner wants to end this with strikeout number 9. He'll take it, though, any way he can get it.
I don't think he wants a little tapper, Joe. I don't think he even wants a check swing. Here it is, my best stuff. Go get it.
And he wants Posey to hand him the ball. Just outside. It's a full count. Left side, Sandoval. Double clutch, got it. And the shutout for Madison Bumgarner. Giants win 5-0 up 3 games to 2. That business-like, understated approach for these Giants. Their best on the mound. Just an incredible effort all month long.
You just sit back and appreciate it when you watch something like this. It just doesn't happen. That's why you get on historical comparison to what he's doing.
Season this year, so much is out his career, all of them 1 run for 0.
Big night at the plate tonight as we start our post-game interviews for Brandon Crawford, standing by with Aaron Andrews.
Well, Brandon, first off, let me ask you about your pitcher. We were saying on air, we are witnessing history. What was it like as his teammate to sit there and watch Madison Bumgarner just deal tonight?
I mean, he's so fun to watch. He's always fun to watch. I mean, you know, in the postseason, you could look at him and he looks like he's just pitching in the middle of June. Like it's no big deal, and he takes the pressure off of everybody else, and we just feed off of him.
Well, did he ever? 3 RBI on the night for you. I want to talk to you about the first 2 off of James Shields. What was working for you in your approach tonight against him?
I mean, he was tough. He was getting me into some difficult counts, and I was just trying to put the bat on the ball. And you know, when that happens, good stuff tends to happen after that. All
right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Kenny, over to you now.
Thanks, Aaron. Madison, first complete game shutout in the World Series since Beckett in the 2003 clincher.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
He batted in the 8th inning with a 5-0 lead. What would have happened if Bochy tried to take you out of this game?
I mean, you know, he's the boss, but, you know, that was a nice cushion for us. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That's awesome. You know what? You know, I would have wanted to stay, but, you know, he's the manager and he makes the decisions. But that getting those extra runs, you know, that put a nice cushion for me out there to just go out there and make pitches. So thankful for that.
Your career ERA in the World Series is now 0.29, lowest in history, minimum 25 innings. How are you able to be so successful when the games matter most?
You know what? For some reason, I keep getting real lucky in this time of year, so I'll take it.
All right. You were willing to pitch last night on 3 days rest. In retrospect, what do you think of Bochy's decision to pitch you tonight?
You know, I'm good with whatever he wants to do. You know, this time of year, you got to be ready to go any day, you know, whenever you're called on. And, you know, our offense did a great job yesterday and a great job today, too. We've been playing really good baseball right now. So,
last question. If there is a Game 7, would you be available?
You know it. Always.
Madison, thank you very much. Joe, back to you.
Wow, what a night. Madison Bumgarner now in his postseason career 7-3 with a 2.27 ERA this postseason, 4-1 with a 1.13 ERA, and he is now 4-0 in his career in the World Series. He's only 25. You saw the guys standing by waiting for it. Kevin and our group on the set. There's World Series Game 1. Tonight, even better. The complete game shutout, 8 strikeouts, only 4 hits allowed. They are riding Madison Bumgarner. Kevin, guys, take it away.